And the teachers about our BPRS is my mom, Megan Sanoa.
Hi, Megan Sanoa. The first one is a somatic concern. Somatic concern, being a severe presentation, would be somebody extremely worried about their well-being. The one example I can think of to start off was the patient that we had who believed that he was severely injured, though was actually hit by a car and possibly had a delusional disorder. Though his presentation, when severe, includes the towel, sign of sweatiness and discomfort, and also frequent episodes on the unit where he held his neck and frequently couldn't figure out what was wrong with him, but also could do handstands that I can't do. The next item is about anxiety. Anxiety, being in a severe state, would likely be a panic attack. A panic attack typically feels like somebody's going to die, so their symptoms are the same. So when they are having a panic attack, they're usually grabbing at their chest and trying to breathe, and they can't breathe, and the world is coming to an end, and they feel like they're not going to make it, and to the point where they're thinking, I need an EKG because I'm not going to make it. I can't breathe. The next one being completely emotional withdrawal, where we see typically patients in bed, completely withdrawn, unwilling to talk, and usually, in effort to talk to them, they do this and tell everybody to go away. The next is conceptual disorganization, when patients typically appear very confused and do not understand their environment and subsequently behave as such. So, in maybe a worst case scenario,
which would score number 7.
And likely there are, cowboy hats in the unit. Somebody would insist, I am definitely a cowboy, but also definitely need my snow bear. And then continue to try to approach things in a way that doesn't make sense. And maybe do things that are silly, climb up on chairs, and get off of them, and ask, who are you?
I'm Liam. Liam Sanoa.
Even though they're my children.
Liam Down Sanoa.
I'm a cowboy.
No, you aren't.
Don't worry about
And
it.
you're not a cowboy. You're not a cowboy.
Next would be feelings of guilt. And an intense feeling of guilt would be to know that I know that I'm responsible for the death of Kim Young-jun's, or whatever his name is. What's his name? I am definitely responsible for his brother, and I know that I did this. I know I did it. I know I did it. I'm pretty sure that I put chemicals on his face, and I'm pretty sure I'm gonna go to jail. I can't even live with myself. I think I have to kill myself because I can't deal with this. I killed the man. I killed the man. All right, the next one is about tension. Tension is what people typically experience when they're feeling very angry. And they need to somehow demonstrate that so that people understand what's going on. So, my idea of tension is that people get really angry and they say, fuck off! I'm not dealing with your shit. I'm not taking your fucking medication. And you know what? Even worse, throw Mickey Mouse at you.
Oh! That would be a 7 on the BPRS scale.
Nice.
And the next one, Megan, what's that?
The next one is something I forgot already. Holy smokes.
Posturing, Megan.
Posturing, yeah, we've been spending so much time on tension. All right, posturing. Posturing is when people actually start to demonstrate that they're actually going to start coming at you in a way that might be physically threatening, that you should actually be concerned. So in a severe case, when people are starting to get angry, they start to clench their fists, and you can see them standing there. Oftentimes people try to hold back. When people are on substances, they don't hold back, and they immediately start jumping at you. But for the most part, people start doing this kind of thing, and they start coming at you. If they have a cast on their foot, they might just start pushing their cast at you. I don't have a cast. But either way, people start getting really angry and walk down the hall like this. The next one is about hostility. Again, I think people are very, familiar with the idea of what hostility looks like, but just to demonstrate what something really severe would look like, we'll start out with my nurse asking me something.
How are you doing today, Megan?
I'm not doing great at all. I'm really pissed off. I don't want to fucking be here. I want to be out of this unit, and somebody's going to get me out right now. You call somebody and tell them to get me the fuck out of here right the fuck now.
And that would be a 7.
The next is about suspicious behavior. When people typically feel like something bad is going on around them and they're pretty sure that there's something happening that they need to be concerned about. So what would look very suspicious is if a patient were continuously peeking out of their doors and wondering what's going on, and maybe feeling like something's up here. What's going on here? I know something's up. Who's that?
Do you think he's watching you?
I'm pretty sure he's watching me. Pretty sure they're all watching me.
Yeah.
The next is about people experiencing hallucinations, which kind of goes along with the suspiciousness. It often plays into that.
Watching you.
But if you feel like people are actually hallucinating, or you're seeing people hallucinating, you're typically in a conversation with them when you ask them a question, and the response, for example, is, "What do you feel you're here for?" And the response is, "I don't know." Or they make comments about when you ask them if they're hallucinating, and they take a pause and think, "I'm not quite sure." So this is my effort to demonstrate motor retardation. Typically people feel like they're too weak to function and often use wheelchairs, walkers, canes. In this case, it's a plastic bat as a cane. But what it looks like in a more severe case, if somebody could even walk, usually they'd be in a wheelchair, but they usually limp along and have extreme weakness and feel like they can't function. They might have a back brace that they wear around them that doesn't fit and maybe just swings on them. But in other cases, you just can't function. In another situation, for the next one, is when people demonstrate complete uncooperative behavior. That's when the nurse might come in and demonstrate what this would look like.
Hi, Megan. I will bring you to your room now.
No, you're not. I'm not going to a room. I brought this back, and you're getting it. I'm not doing it.
And that would definitely be a 7 in that category.
The next item is about unusual thought, when people think about bizarre things that don't necessarily make sense, but make sense to them, but not to the rest of us. So, if I were somebody that were entirely too bizarre, I would start thinking about what the government's intentions are for me. And how I definitely need a tin hat to keep the government out. And I'm pretty sure at this point that there is definitely a chip in my tooth, and I need to get that tooth out. I need to get that tooth out immediately. I also have to go to the bathroom immediately. Right now in this garbage can. I'm going to the bathroom right now. In the garbage can. And you know what else? Definitely thirsty enough to drink this Capri Sun that was in the garbage can.
That would definitely be a 7 on the scale.
Bizarre thinking. Alright, next.
Oh, I gotta see that video.
Complete opposite is when patients have very blunted thinking, or blunted appearance. So blunted and flat kind of go along the same lines. But when somebody has a blunted affect, they have very negative symptoms of schizophrenia. So they typically have almost no affect. So when you have schizophrenia and you have no affect, you typically respond with no affect. And when they ask you questions that are really serious, just answer yes. The next item is about being overly excited. So if you're overly excited, then your response to the stimulus is far more than it really should be. So when somebody comes out and talks to you about how snack today is going to be graham crackers, and your response to that is that you are so excited about graham crackers. It's going to be great. It's going to be awesome. It's going to be great. It's going to be great. I'm so excited about graham crackers. This is going to be great. It's going to be awesome. Graham crackers. Graham crackers for everyone.
Again, that would be a 7 on the scale.
The next one is something I don't remember already.
Disorientation.
All right, disorientation. Next one is disorientation, where somebody might experience withdrawal symptoms or in general just confusion due to dementia. So they are not alert and oriented to their environment. They might be alert but not oriented. So
Megan, do you know where you are today?
I certainly do.
Where's that?
Minnesota Zoo.
Do you know your name?
I do. My name is Megan.
What's your last name, Megan?
My last name is Trump.
Do you know who the president is right now?
Me. I'm the president.
Thanks for watching my mom.